And I don't get why we're going backwards on the TV stuff, because that's how it used to be when we were growing up. You got one show a week, and then by like 10 or 12 weeks, you would have 12 episodes, and then they would take like a winter break, and then the spring episodes would come on, and they're going back to it.
Yeah. And what I don't like about it most of the time, besides real quick, clear this up, is I hate how you have to wait 2 years to watch the next season. Bro, I already forgot about it. Like, I don't even care to watch the next, like, I'm done.
Well, one of the big reasons I think is because they only signed 1 year or one season
They do,
contract.
because they don't know, they never know how they're going to turn out. They're like, we'll see how this does. If it does good, then we'll wrap up. We'll start a season 2. And they usually do it like they find out all the reviews, everything's good, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, then they're like, yeah, let's make another season 2. We've had good
Dude, we
reviews.
just got done watching The Pit. Have you watched The Pit yet?
See, that's that nursing movie thing guy, right? I
Yeah.
know him from, he
was on ER.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
A lot younger.
Way, way younger. But dude, it's so good.
I heard he said an interview to a guy, like on the interview, it was like John Leno or something like that. I don't remember what it was. Kimmel. And he said, he goes, I didn't even know if I wanted to do another nursing movie or whatever. Doctor movie. I was like, I don't even know if I want to do another one. So he ended up just like giving in. He was talking to all his doctor friends, that his like actors. He's like, dude, just go for it. You're good. Like, and he was like, I guess I'll just do it.
They crushed it, and they wrote it like you could tell at the end. They didn't know if it was going to be season 2. The way they end it, it could just be done. But they just said season 2 is going to be over a 4th of July weekend. It's going to be wild. Because, dude, well, look, they put some wild stuff in there.
Yeah.
Like some stuff that should not be on TV.
All right, well, I'll definitely watch it, because I watched an old show. It was like a nut doctor show. I watched it. I don't remember what it was called. There's like 1,000 of them. And so after I finish White Lotus, I'll drag it into The Pit. Like, everybody's like throwing me all these new series. Like, I'm like, I've already killed like Ransom Canyon or whatever. I smoked that one.
So, okay. So I'm on episode 2. Does it get good?
Oh, it gets better. Yeah. It's such a drag at first, but the drama on this is just like,
I'm like, is this a romantic comedy that they're disguising?
Yeah, it's kind of, I want to say more romantic drama.
I got you.
It's pretty intense. Like, you'll see, like, it definitely picks up. Right, give it after like 4th or 5th episode, then the heat turns up, and you're like, season 2 for sure, they're coming out.
Yeah,
like you already
like the main guy.
Yeah, you can already tell they set it up because they already knew this was going to take off. Like, that's how well they knew this movie.
Sweet.
I'm like, all right, good. So I finished that, and then I watched something else recently, and I finished that, and now I'm on to White Lotus.
Good, yeah.
Oh, no. I finished You. The season 5.
So, man, I haven't watched season 1 yet.
Bro, it's like, if you like murder comedy, I don't even know what you would call it.
Murder comedy? That's a wild.
Like, no, it's not. It's funny to me, but it's like romantic.
Got you.
Like, this dude's like mental,
is that like the stalker guy?
Yeah, like he like loves people, bro, and like wants to. That's just, you have to watch it. Like, it's such a good 5 series. Like, you're like, finally, I'm glad they ended off at 5, because you can just tell they were kind of running more out of ideas.
I got you.
You know, you drag that on. I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Dude, but yeah, all right, man. It's so good to catch back up with you. Like, I feel like we used to. Man, when I reached out to you the other day, I was like, the stories we could probably go back and forth, but I'm like, I can't even remember. It was so long ago, and we're literally 2 different people.
I definitely remember going to Houghton on Halloween. I don't know whose house. I don't know if it was yours or Justin's.
Dude, I don't even
know.
I
was dressed up as Michael Myers. No. That was Meatball. Meatball was dressed. Michael Williams. He was dressed up as Michael Myers. I was dressed up as Jason. Oh, at one of y'all's Halloween parties back in high school. I remember that. That was a fun one.
Man, that's almost 20 years ago now.
Almost 20 years. Yeah, no. Yeah, it would be almost close to 20. Yeah.
Man,
20 years.
Good times.
The best. Now I know what our parents meant by saying, your best years are in high school. Now I'm like, damn, I want to go back to high school.
I know. Yeah. Like, man, because I'm with high school kids all the time. I'm like, y'all don't even understand. Like, y'all, your life is so good right now. Context, some of them have bad home lives. Completely understand.
Agreed.
I'm just talking about in general, your life is so good right now as a 16,
Yeah.
17, 18-year-old.
Like there was no stress, there was no responsibility. I mean, they had some responsibility, but I mean, that's just something you grow into. Like
Yeah.
you constantly
They
build
all
up
they
that.
all just want to work now.
Yeah, yeah, like well, I train a couple high school kids, and they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Well, where are you gonna go to college?" They're like, "Well, I don't really know," and I'm like, "Hey, that's cool. Like, if you don't want to go to college," I'm like, they're like, "I want to join the oil field." I'm like, "Oh God, here we go." I said, "Go for it, bro.
Go
Hey,
for it.
I did it.
Go grind it out, baby.
I'm no hypocrite. I did it. I was like, I'll do it."
Yeah.
And I did it too. I mean, I worked in oil for 2 3 years, and I liked it. It was fun, but it was not a good time. And I mean, I just didn't want that. I just didn't want that. I needed stability. I needed something I could trust. Speaking of that, one of the reasons why I became a trainer is because that I kind of wanted to work my own schedule. And I love this saying, and you can hear this from everybody that they'll tell you the one thing they'll tell you is when you start your own business or anything. Oh man, the great thing about it is when you get to make your own hours and go where you want and this and that. Yes and no. Because here's the dilemma with that. And yeah, I can take off during the week. I have. I can call in sick and not have to talk to a CEO or a boss or a
Mhm.
manager or whatever. But the responsibility you have as a business owner or whatever job you have, and you own that, and it's your brand. You are the brand. And so most people know that if you want to be successful, you have to be present 24/7, 24/7, 24/7. And that's why I guess one of my business is really good is because I'm always working. I'm always working 24/7, 7 days a week. Clients text me with questions, or I'm there at the gym 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends, and we just get the job done. So that's why the reason why I fell in love with it wasn't just because yeah, it is nice because when I get sick, I can just text clients and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool." And it goes the same way with me. Like if my clients get sick or they don't feel well, I want to know and I want them to stay home and I want them to rest. And I'm really strong into health, like mentally and physically. And I love that.
Dude, how did you I don't even know. It was like all of a sudden, man, we knew each other through high school and a little bit of college, and then all of a sudden
Yes.
you were just getting freaking yoked. Like how did you even how did you start the whole process?
So my good friend that I went to high school with, TJ, you know him, TJ Markham. He actually introduced me to the gym because all my friends, Justin Smith, Meatball, them, Smitty, all those guys, Zach, they were all kind of working out in high school. And I've been friends with these guys my whole life since elementary. And so as they progress, and here's the thing. In high school, everybody wanted to not just be the tough guy, but they wanted to look good. And I don't want to say body dysmorphia kind of kicked in for me at that point in my time. So when I saw my friends working out, they were working out the Plex, which they were at the Plex and they were working out with the football team and the baseball team. That's the same for you too. You were top notch. You were football and baseball, right?
Bro, I hated the weight room in high school. Like it
Really?
wasn't, bro, it wasn't until
And I
like
think that's where they
maybe
got their
maybe junior year where I was like, okay, like this
yeah,
is fun. Dude, I didn't really get into it until I came all the way back to LSUS like my junior year of college. That's when it
yeah,
finally clicked. I was like, "Oh, I love this. Like
yeah,
I'm going to do this forever." But dude,
yeah.
high school, bro, I didn't want nothing to do. I just wanted to run. Like I just wanted to
Really?
sprint. Like that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to touch them weights.
What? Well, damn, you look you look good. You look good, bro. And I think that's what's got me. Like all my friends were into sports or running or
Yeah.
whatever. They were in football, baseball, and some were soccer. That's where it kind of got me. I was kind of like, man, these my friends are like evolution. They're like getting bigger. Like they're getting muscle mass, and I was still the skinny kid. Like I was still skinny, and I was a skateboarder. Like I was a skateboarding kid. I was a punk rock kid.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
Like yeah, I had my time and I loved it. And I was a skater, and
That
I
was
did
the
that
emo
for
era, baby.
yeah. Like I was rocking it, bro. Spiked freaking belt. I mean, I even went as far as pink Converse, bro. I was the dude with the pink Converse. Anybody that knows me knows I had that. I even had a pink Razor phone, dog. That's how emo and
The
punk rock
pink
I was.
razor phone.
Swear to
Yes.
God. I had the black one, then the silver one. Then I was like, man. My mom was like looking at it. I was like, can I get that pink phone? She's like, what? You want to get that pink phone? I was like, yeah, I need that pink phone. It'll match my sneakers. That's what I said.
Yes.
Stupidest thing. And she's like, all right. So I got the pink phone and I literally had a pink phone, pink cover. That's how emo I went. I went so strong with it. But yeah, so like I saw you guys working out and all that stuff, and like all my friends were working out. And then TJ just said, hey man, why don't you come to the, because he was kind of working out because of his brother, Corey. Corey was working out there too. And his brother was a little bit older than us. And then he was working out there sometimes. And then I joined TJ, and that's when I met Rick and him, the owner, and I started working out there, man. And I just addicted immediately. And that's the thing about me too. Like most people that know me, like personally, I have an addictive personality. So I get really glued to something. Like when I start playing video games, like I just get into a game, 4 a.m. like pry me off. Like when I get like I just get glued to things like TV series. I'm like, I'm binge watching. I get glued to it. So anyway, so I got addicted to it. I just love the pump. I love the energy I got from it. I love how exhausted I was after, because I don't know if you know me, that I'm always high energy. Just
Yeah.
I'm here always. And I needed something to kind of like break me down a little bit. You know, I was riding bikes, doing skateboarding, I was doing all that kind of cardio stuff. And I think that's one of the reasons why I got so skinny. And so I kind of cut that back out a little bit, started getting really into the weights and less in the skateboarding and the bike, so some BMXing and all that stuff. And I starting to see little results. And then right about my senior year, I think I finally like tipped at 150. That's how,
150.
dude, that's how small I was, bro. At 5'10" at the time, probably 5'11",
Yeah.
150. But I was like
Just shredded.
I was
Just
like a
filled to the
really, like, you
gills.
can definitely tell I packed on a little bit of muscle
Yeah.
mass within the high school year, probably about 20 pounds in a whole school season, like 4 year season, 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah. So I think I packed on about 20 pounds in that 4 years. So I went from probably like 125 to 150 by the time I graduated. So, I mean, it looked good. Like in high school, when I look at it now, I'm like, I wasn't in bad shape. And I was to myself, I was like, I could imagine if I didn't work out at that time, I would have probably been skinnier. And I was growing taller and I was getting skinnier. I would have probably weighed about 130 if I would have not worked out.
Dude, I cannot imagine graduating at 130.
Right. And so like that's what I mean. Like I wanted to keep building off that. And I was like addicted to it. And I tried everything. And I'm gonna tell you one thing. So I got into it and I was like, all right, well, as I was getting older and I was doing the same things and all this stuff, I'm getting to that whole bodybuilding type of thing, training. And I started to stop seeing results. And this is when I learned about metabolism and your age and how to properly feed your body to grow. Because when you get to a certain age in your life, from like 12 to like 14 or 15 and 16 up to 16, you can kind of eat what you want, right? Anything.
The honey buns and Pop Tarts, baby.
Dude, all day.
All
Yeah. Oh
day.
my
It's just
God. Dude, bro,
fueling
2
you.
bowls of cereal every morning with 2 tablespoons of sugar in each bowl.
Bro, you're
Bro,
just like ready to
living
roll.
off of
Yes.
starches and sugar.
What is protein to a 14-year-old?
Correct. Like
Yeah.
whatever mom and dad had for dinner is what I had for protein.
And then you had about 3 snacks after. Like it.
Exactly. Ice
Yeah.
cream, whatever. And I just had the most chiseled physique, mostly based off my genetics, obviously. Not every teenager can eat like that. But I also think part of that too was because of my activity level. And so what I mean by that is that when we were younger, that kids weren't really as active as we were.
Dude, I just had this conversation
I don't know. I'm talking, who you talking
with
about?
somebody. You just had this
Maddie's
conversation.
husband?
Huh?
Was Maddie's future husband? Maddie's husband?
Maybe. I don't know. We're talking about how these
He where he
kids.
trains at D1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think y'all had a conversation. I watched it.
About this of like, man, they don't move. Like, dude, my parents kicked us outside. Like you weren't allowed to come in.
Yeah. Like as soon as I came into my house, the backpack didn't even meet the front door. I mean, my bike was already there on the side of the house, dude. I was like, bros were like on the bus ride. I'm already talking about what are we doing after school, bro.
Yes.
I'm not even thinking about going home and doing my homework and jumping on the game. We had video games too.
We did. Dude, we had good video game. We had King Griffey Jr. baseball, son.
Still to this day, 80s and the early 2000s is the best series.
Dude, Mario Kart.
They're just getting too, like, don't get me wrong, I got an Xbox, like the brand new,
Oh, yeah.
whatever. And I just play some of the original games, Halo, Don't get me started with Halo, bro. I jump on Halo probably the most. I play a
Sticky
lot of
grenades
the
on you.
past game. Yeah, dude. Like that's my jam. Like I literally am such a Halo fan that I have a Halo helmet sitting right there on my cabinet, bro. I'm not even joking. Let me see if I
That's
can flip
legit.
this. I will flip this camera around. Look at this, dude. I'm not even joking. Let me see how I can flip this. Wait, no, that's a speaker. How do you turn this? It doesn't matter.
Oh, no matter.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I'm like the biggest Halo fan. So, anyways, this is the
Dude,
help.
I didn't get into Halo. I still haven't really got into Halo until my freshman year of college when I got into the dorms. Oh, look at that thing.
Dude. Oh, I was covering up the damn. Bro,
Look at
legit.
that.
Yeah. Master Chief, dude. Like, that's how serious I am.
Dude, I didn't know anything about Halo, like I said, until my freshman year of college. And then I go
Yeah.
to the dorms and everyone's linked their Xboxes together to play Halo, get 4 people on a screen. I'm like, what is this madness? And I'm terrible at it because all I played was Madden or NCAA football. That's all I
Oh,
played.
yeah, that's right. You and Smitty and all those guys played Madden. That Zach too, and he played football or soccer. He played
Yeah.
FIFA. He was obsessed with that. That's
Yeah.
when like the original Xbox came out at the time, and
Yeah.
everybody was like Halo and Madden. It was like the two
Yep.
biggest games of our time.
PlayStation 2.
Yes. PlayStation 1 and 2, that's when they had that clown game, etc. But no, yeah, I got into Halo and I had fun with it, but I get glued to things. I just get stuck on everything.
But that's not always a negative.
No, of course not.
Like it leads to, if you learn, and it leads to, man, it can help with discipline and
And
living
development.
and development into a healthy lifestyle or into good habits of like
Right.
reading, learning
Yeah.
language, those types of things. Like
Yes.
it can help. Man, that type of personality, you could look up and be speaking like 5 different languages.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like addictive personality can't be a bad thing, but it can also be, it's not a bad thing and it's not a good thing, but it mostly can be good.
Yeah,
And it depends on you as a person,
for sure.
right? You know what I mean? Like,
And the
let's
environment
just
that you're in with it as well.
correct, like you were saying before, where the parents, the kids aren't raised properly, and they're just, they're not loving home, and let's just say this kid has addictive personality. Well, he
They're
leaves
gonna
his
find it
family's
somewhere.
house, and he gets into some trouble when he loves the thrill of something or the way something feels like addictive. Like I said, I've smoked cigarettes. I've got addicted to that. Alcohol, I got addicted to it. I got 2 DWIs. Like I become addictive. And so when I get, like I tell you, when I find something that I love or something I enjoy, something that makes me feel good, I can get stuck on it.
Yeah.
But like you said, and like I said before, you can do some good with that, like learn and develop. That's another thing is your job and family. So when you love your family, you do anything you want. Yeah, we all know that. Everybody would do that. But how far would you go? Like would you like that movie, The Warrior? Yeah, great movie.
So
Tom
good.
Hardy, you know it.
Yes.
Tom Hardy and her husband was a teacher, and life was getting tough, and they needed the money. This is what I'm talking about: is that he would go to the ends of the earth for his family because he might have had a part of that in him. And so, like when people like have a family and they have kids, they will do anything. They'll love them unconditionally, no matter what. Because they become addicted to that. They love that. Anything somebody that loves that has addictive personality is going to love something. Like they're going to love their job. Well, let me rephrase that. Not everybody's going to love their job. But if you have a positive mindset and you just go into everything just differently, stop thinking the world is coming for you,
Mhm.
and just really be there in the moment and enjoy it. Here's the thing. And I made a post about this on Facebook or something like that about being grateful. Yeah, yeah, it was yeah. Being grateful. It was a reel, and I shared it, and I listened to it, and I made another post about how trainers can have their bad times too. We're not having good days, but we have to, and it's because it's our job. But when you get addicted to that, or when you feel that, it's just you feel it a lot. You feel it a lot, and so you'll do anything for your family. Period.
I agree. So I mean, all right. So we're in high school. You you see yourself. You see your friends. You're like, dang, okay. Friends are getting kind of jacked. They're kind of leaving me behind. I need to figure out. TJ brings you to the gym. Man, you fall in love with it.
Yeah. So then
What?
I fell in love with it.
Hey, so you fell in love with it. So now, man, 18 years old, Larry's out in the world. What happens after that? Like, because I know you don't like start the business right at 18.
No. So, okay, the backstory of this. So, I worked with, like I said, I didn't go to college. I went straight into work, and I don't know how
So
this.
there is nothing wrong with that. Like, we've
No, absolutely
almost
not.
not been fed a lie, but man, there's a lot of people that I know and had conversations with. They're like, college, yeah. If you want to go to college, man, go
It
do it.
either is for you or it's not for you.
Yeah.
There's no in between, and I
But
can
there
tell you
is
that from
some jobs
experience.
out there that, man, you do not have to go to college for. Like the tech
Yes,
world, dude, they're making
right.
bank.
And that's the thing too. Now, kids with 20 years from now, like our 20 years ago was different than this 20 years now. There are
Yeah.
way more opportunities for them to do things that they don't have to have a college degree for.
Dude,
For
as an
instance,
18-year-old, you can go be an electrician at 18 and then look
yes,
up by you're like
absolutely.
35 and you were crushing life.
You can get on here and get a certification on here.
That's
And
kind of
then you can
scary.
go apply with an electrician.
Yeah.
Now you'll have to take the courses and stuff. They're not going to be like, "Yeah, you're an electrician. Give me some." Nah, bro. I need some sort of proof that you're an electrician. I need to know
My
that you
dude's
have
over in the corner watching
experience.
YouTube videos.
Yeah, I need you to show me that you have experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my certification. There's my credentials. Boom, got it. He's going to hire you. But yeah, so I never got into, so I went to work. I worked for not fast food nutrition. I had 3 jobs before I started this job. And like I said, I only had 3 jobs in my life. And I'm sure there was a lot of people that had way more than that. And what I mean by that is that I really stuck to a job because, like I said, I get addicted to something and I start doing it. I put my heart into it. I enjoy working. I like helping people. So I worked for a friend of mine in American Armature and Power Tool, and I worked there for 7 years. And it was my real good first job. And this is when I was kind of going to Bipsy at the time and then going back from there to work because, I wanted to have money and stuff too. And I kind of dropped out of college at Bipsy. I just didn't want to do it anymore. I liked working more. So
Did
I
you
got
go
into
you go to the new campus or the old campus by airline?
I ain't that old. No, they were pretty much moved after like first or second year after we graduated.
Okay.
So I kind of went.
I can't even remember how
Yeah,
far people forget like that's where Bipsy used to be.
yeah, yeah. Oh, absolutely. How is it so small? And then you see that big place, and that Bipsy's big, big, big.
Dude, Bipsy is booming, man. It's a cool place now.
It's like 3 airline high schools.
Yeah.
I'm like, golly. But anyway, so I dropped out. I went to America there and I loved it. Got 7 years, got experience. Even talked about even owning the place at the time. And then, you know, life happens. And then I also was working at UPS at the time too, working a second job. And I loved to work. I was addicted. I was going to work at 7. I was getting off at 9 o'clock at night, going from one job to another. And I did that for a while. And and then here's the thing, then I lost more weight because all the heat working outside, you're sweating, you can't eat enough calories, you're burning so much. So I did all that, loved it, enjoyed it, got skinny, and I was like, God, I got to buff back up. So then I quit UPS, kept back to American Armature because I was loyal to Richard. He was a good friend of mine. Loved working with him. It was great. He was goofy, he was fun. We had a great time at work. He made work time fun. And I think that is why I stuck to it because Richard was a fun guy to be around. He was like the cool dad. He even with my past, I was telling you that I was a drinker, and Richard took me in for a year, helped me out, get me back on my feet. Him and Susan, so they helped me and got my stuff together, got my head back on, ready to roll. Started a new life, quit drinking, like for good for a whole year, just stay sober. I wanted to see if I can do it. And don't get me wrong, I still have a couple cocktails here and there, but I don't drink as much. I probably drink 3 times a year.
Yeah.
And so he got me fixed up. I went to church, got better. From there on, I started working out more, devoted my life to God, and then devoted myself more to working out, less on the alcohol, feel better. And that's another thing that I think right after that pinpoint, it triggered to me that I'm clear headed now.
Wow.
I'm fixed. Like I can
Yeah.
see clear and I can now do more. I can do more now. So I was helping out with the church at Simple Church. Justin baptized me in 2018. No, so sorry. Yeah, 2018, sorry. 18. And then from there on, man, I think after a while, then I ended up quitting with Richard. No hard feelings towards us. He understood. I was getting 23 years old, I think, at the time. I was working there from like 17, 18 to probably about 24 years old. And then I wanted to go into the oil field business. And it was kind of a good opportunity. I wanted to make more money. I think I was at that pinpoint in my life where I was just like, let's grind
Yeah.
even harder.
And I think that was like time, like it was like booming.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right around 2019, 2018 was doing better. So I went there and I did that for about 2, 3 years. And they even traveled me down South Homa. And like I said, at this point, I was still working out every day, Monday through Friday. I wasn't taking days off. I was constantly working. There wasn't a time that I wasn't taking off. Like I have not taken a time off from working out, period, ever since I've started.
Yeah.
Ever since I
So you
started in
like,
high
there's
school.
no been like a week. I'm just gonna give myself a week.
Oh,
a day.
yeah. When I mean a week,
Like
this is my
long term, like 6 months.
oh yeah,
type.
like
Yeah.
like even a month.
Yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
yeah.
A
That's
week.
the
A
pinpoint.
week is about as far as I'll go.
The most I've ever did, not on purpose, I got really badly sick and I was out for almost
That doesn't
12
count.
days.
Being sick does
Right.
not count.
But that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Like, there's not been a time purposely that I've ever taken off from the gym.
Yeah.
Like I've
I
just
got
never
you.
been, oh, I'm just not in the mood to work out. And a week goes by. Oh man, I got to go to vacation now. And I missed 2 weeks. Oh man, now I got sick again from vacation. Like my immune system is so powerful. It's unbelievable that I get sick maybe once or twice a year. Good genetics. I don't know. Good DNA. I don't know. I just have a good immune system. Anyway.
Bro, did you go offshore when you were down in Homa?
So I never did. No.
Okay.
I never got that far. So I just got into working on valves for Delegan's Valves. Yeah. Delegan's Valves. And I went down south to Homa. That's where Chevron was. That was down south the coastline.
Mm-hmm.
Chevron was down there. Shell was there. They were bringing us all their stuff. So I was working pretty hard. And then they brought me back here. I worked in their shop. And then they were cutting people back. I think it was kind of going downhill a little bit of there. And then I was just like, see, this is where I just didn't want. I'm working too hard for something that I don't know is going to be able to stick with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up putting my 2 weeks notice, no hard feelings towards Corey. He was a great guy, amazing guy down there. He got me the job. Came back home down south from Homa, drove all the way back the next day or after that 2 weeks, went back that day, stayed at my mom and dad's house, parked my U-Haul there. Because I rented out that thing, but it was too late. Because I left as soon as I got off work. I was like, I want to make it home, just sleep in my own bed at home. So I went there, crashed. That next day, I was looking for a job. Like, oh, I'm going to take a week off. But that's what I mean, man. Like,
yeah.
I was ready to go and do the next thing. Like, I wanted to do the next thing.
Bro, is that when 5-star hit?
Yeah. So this is where 5-star kicks in, brother. This is
bro. I don't know the backstory or like how everything went down, but dude, I looked forward to your videos almost every day at 5-star.
Live at 5.
Yes.
So that's where I found this job. So I applied. My big boy Davey for hiring me. Great man. My big boy. He hired me. And I was kind of nervous, because
5-star it was still kind of new.
Brand new. They just opened the store.
Yeah.
They just opened the store like not even a month.
Yeah.
And they just opened it up. They're looking for guys.
This 2019.
Man, no, this was further back. I can't go to the dates, but this is probably around 2015 or 16. I had to kind of rewind it because I from high school I kind of skipped some years.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was around 2014, 15, whatever. Because I've been a trainer for 7 years. I've been a trainer for a while. I'm going to say 2014. So I applied for the job there. Davey hires me. I was like super stoked because like all the guys were cool. We have so much in common. Freaking meatheads, bro. Like straight up bodybuilding.
In a supplement company trying to work out. I'm about to get yoked.
Dude. So I was in heaven. Dude, I was just like, this is my place, bro. I got gym bros. Like I got these are like my friends now. But they were like, not just gym bros. They were also like to have a good time, go out party, this and that. Real quick is that we all became friends. We're all cool. And like I told you from the beginning, when I go to work, I go to work. Like I'm digging in. I'm ready. Took me in. So I went through training for 2 weeks, taught me how to do the customer sales, got really good at it. Really good. And then fell in love with it, dude. Loved to help people. I got so sucked in. Like I told you from the beginning, like when I start a job and I find something I love, and I think this is where it started here. Because I got sucked in and I started helping people. and months go by, and this really meant a lot to me, is that what people would ask for me
Yeah.
because they wanted my advice. Because here's the thing, I took all the supplements in that store. Everything. Fat burners, pre-workouts, SARMs, dude. I was on it all.
But everybody knew that. And
Yeah.
that, like, I mean, I remember
There
people
was no hide. I
coming to
was like,
me
bro.
asking me about you
Yeah.
and like, hey, is he telling the truth? I'm like, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm like, if Larry tells you, he's taking it.
I'm 100%.
Yeah.
Like I like anybody that tells me, ask me anything, questions. I'm an open book. I'm not gonna say anything that I'm not. That's just not who I am anymore. You know, probably when I was a kid, yeah, I'd lie all the time, but now I want to be transparent. Because in the fitness industry, if you don't watch these influencers, man, they're so all about clickbaits and trying to get attention and this and that. And they're trying to hide stuff that they're not doing. And people are questioning it. And I like my videos, my posts and everything like that. Like I want people to see that kind of stuff. And so I'm very transparent with people and I want people to know the truth. I don't hide. If you have a question about anything, whether it's fitness or health or anything, any supplements, I got it. Like there is no hiding it. I've been doing this for almost 2 decades. And
That's wild.
and I wrote papers in it in high school about bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I wrote my senior paper was about bodybuilding. So I was so into just helping people and just being so interactive. So then that's where kind of the personal training kind of came in. You know, besides fast forward the whole getting let go from the place, and I was kind of stressed. I was kind of worried. I was like, man, I don't, what now? You know, I loved what I was doing. I was heartbroken. But obviously, I loved my job. I loved the people that I worked with. I loved, I loved the hours. I became manager. Like I loved it. It was fun. But you know, stuff happens. You know, yeah, it's just a different path. Take a different route. So I asked everybody on Facebook what they thought if I should be a personal trainer or not.
No
And
way.
this is where it started. Like I told you from before, it made me feel good that people came to me and asked for me and asked questions. They were looking for me because they knew that I knew my stuff and I looked the part. And that's a big one, is that you're going to trust somebody if they fit, you know, if they
Yeah.
fit the description. Now, if I'm telling you something, whether it's about food or nutrition, or if it's about supplements or training, I know it. I do.
And it's kind of, man, that one's kind of hard for me when I go into a doctor's office
Yeah.
and you're giving me advice when you're 20 pounds overweight.
Yeah. That's my
Or
biggest
yeah.
thing. And I joke about this, but I mean, I joke about this, but I tell people I'm like a doctor. Nothing against any doctors, that's all, because
Yeah.
I've got friends that are doctors and they're great people, but they're just doing their job. You know what I mean? Like I can't blame them. Like I
They're
would get
trained to
mad
do a
about that.
specific they're
That's right. They are trained to do their job. I'm trained to do mine. Just like chiropractors don't like Pilates or they don't like certain CrossFitters
yeah.
because some of the movements aren't good for their body. And any movement's good for the body if you have to train it to a certain extent. But the way you see the internet is people are doing too much weight, hurting themselves, and it's cringy. So it's a little bit extreme. But if you practice at something, you will get better at it and you will become more mobile and flexible. Just because my brother's does CrossFit, you know that.
I
He's
worked
good
out
at
with
it.
him all the
Yeah,
time, dude.
he's a
Miss
beast.
him.
He's
Yeah.
great. He's amazing. I went with him. He killed me. When you adapt to that type of style of training, you improve on it. Each movement you do, you get more improvements and you mature in that movement and you develop in that movement. And so when doctors say certain things, I just nod. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I can't like just if I give you advice and you're questioning me and you're telling me how this and that, it's disrespectful. So when a doctor tells me anything like that, I'm like, okay, you know, I'll take your advice. I can use it or I don't have to use it. It's your choice, but they can't make you do anything. But the proper way to do it about it in our lifestyle, me and you, is what would we do? We would tell somebody to start walking more, exercise more, eat more fruit, eat more vegetables. Like if you say you have a digestive problem, I can fix that with the solution of health, not give you medication or pills. But like I said, it's their job.
It's their job.
They
They're not
can't, the
they're
hospitals
not
can't make money if they don't make sales. They have
it
to sell. They're
does
just like me.
because it breaks my heart because I'm like, you're not taking care of the root. Like you're not pulling the root out.
And
Like,
and I honestly think that they're humble enough deep down inside that they know that. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I think they do.
But
'Cause they're
40K a month's hard to turn down.
like, bro, you tell me to say something the way it should be said for 40,000, I will do anything you tell me to say. Like
Yeah.
anything, bro. You tell me, I'm gonna do it. Like, no problem. So I could see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But like I said, we all have our jobs, like chiropractors and have their jobs, and then you have massage therapists, and they all have their jobs, and they have their own sales pitch, and then that's their way of selling you something. So I mean, I get it. I mean, like I said,
Hey,
it
when you have to sell your product by dissing another person,
yes.
like why that's the part I don't understand.
And I won't either because I don't, like I said, I don't really know how their jobs work. Like, I'm not an actual doctor, but the only medicine I know is the health, and the health industry has really gone to shit. Like, it's gone off the deep end, man.
Yeah.
And fruit's getting fruit. Fruit is getting so expensive, dude. It almost cost you two bills, 220s, man. To
Dude,
buy like
two things of
apples, bananas.
strawberries gonna get you like $16.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I spend like $20 easy on fruit. I eat a lot
Yeah.
of fruit.
And it's gone, and you got to eat it in 2-3
I
days.
eat it all in a week. Like that, I go
Yeah.
through like $20 to $40 of fruit a week. Like, I buy everything that I eat in a whole week. Like, everything's perfect. Like, I go every Sunday, buy my stuff, and get it ready for the week. I micromanage my food. I don't want to spend more. I don't want to spend less. And so, but yeah, that's doctors have their thing, and then we do ours, and we all we can do is our job. That's it. All we can do is our job. And if somebody comes to a doctor, they come to a personal trainer. But everybody's got to make mistakes.
Well, yeah.
So
Now
we
it's
can learn.
super cool when you get the doctor or the MD that has the health with them, and they're like, "Hey, but have you thought of this?"
Yes. So
Yeah.
I have some friends that are doctors that actually do. Some of them, I have two of them that do CrossFit,
Okay.
and then I have one that is bodybuilding or
Sweet.
just working out in the weights in
Yeah.
the gym. And they'll both say the same thing. They'll say they will recommend a nutritional plan that can be provided for them
Yeah.
by one of their specialists, nutritionists, dietitians. So they give them that opportunity. And how many do you think take it? Zero. And it's because they don't want to change their lifestyle. They
Yeah.
don't have a reason to.
Well, it's also
And
because
so-
I think, man, we have a real crisis of being comfortable.
Yes.
We love being comfortable. We love our 68 degrees. We love being
Yes.
inside. I mean, man, we're watching. Look, okay, we're going back to the TV show. Man, there's this show we've been watching called Extracted. So,
Yeah, I heard about that.
bro, it's normal people. Like, these are not survivalists. So these are normal people out in British Columbia, and the only way you can get pulled out is if your family pulls you out. Like you're out there. Like, you cannot pull yourself out of the woods. And it is a cool concept of a show, but the deeper you go into the show, it shows how much people love comfort. And
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a Western thing, because I don't have any like big friends that are like from the European side and all that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how that is necessarily over there, but on this West side, man, people love some comfort.
Yeah, it's true. And I think they do build comfortability. That's just because, remember, too, we're talking 20 years from now. Okay. We've already built an establishment into working out. Whether you did it a little bit or you did it some or you did it all the time, it's kind of embedded in us at this point. Because let's just say you've given up like 5 years from now, or 5 years from the past, and you start to see it different. I see it noticing the difference yourself. Well, you're going to remember your old time, what you used to look like. And so right there, you remember that you used to lift weights, and that's how you were looking. So you're going to look at yourself in the mirror, and you're going to be like, I got to start doing that again. The difference is to the kids now is they don't work out in high school. Not all of them.
Mine do.
No, I know they do.
That's what I'm talking. Dude, it's so funny you're giving this speech, because the first day of school for my 7th through 12th graders, I tell them, look, you might hate this. I understand.
I get it.
I'm trying to give you tools to when you're 30, that you can go back into the weight room and you're like, oh yeah, I remember Coach Cody
taught me how to do these
taught me how to do
exercises.
kind of some of this stuff, and it's there. Like, I want you to have those tools to be able to walk in there and change if you want to.
That's
Now,
right.
right now, unfortunately, it's kind of for a grade, but there's
Yes,
going to be a time in your life where you might have to reach in that toolbox and pull these back out.
that's right.
Yeah.
And I promise you that you'll thank yourself for it. Yes, we know it's hard work, but this also goes back to raising your kids. Okay. So you baby your kids, you do this gentle parenting thing, or whatever people want to call it. I don't even know. You make your kids soft. You make your kids soft. And like I said, I'm about to start training a couple kids, 11 and 12 years old, you know,
Yeah, baby, you're about to be in the
normal.
thick of it.
Yeah, right. And they're not in the best shape. Man, I feel something from a parent side. And like I said, like I've changed so much. I used to be this goofy, crazy, wild Larry. Like, and don't get me wrong, there's still part of that inside me. And there's a time and a place for that. But now I just need purpose. And so when I see these kids that are just getting overweight and the parents know, they're self-consciously know that they're doing this to their children. It just goes to parenting. You get lazy and you don't raise your kids, you don't put effort. Loving your kids is one thing, and going to baseball games and doing all that fun stuff. But are you really taking care of your kids?
Man,
So are you
me and Ethan had
feeding?
that conversation, the iPad babies.
Yeah, dude. And I could sit here for 4 hours and talk about the generation. To the root of it, it just comes down to the parents, because our parents were different. We're in different times, man. We got to understand that. Like, we can't just be like, well, but you should be doing this too. Well, they're not going to know that, because each parent that doesn't do that, it just evolutionizes, and then they're like, well, I didn't work out. Look at me, I'm fine. So if everybody starts building routines, and the reflection of a parent or a grandparent working out, and they see their grandkids and their mom and dads doing that, what do you think they're going to want to do? They're going to want to train with you. They're going to want to work out with you, because I can't tell you how many parents I have. So many moms, like 3 dozen moms that I have, literally says, my kid cannot wait to start working out in here. Or my son wants to come in here, but he's too young. Or my daughter wants to come and get on the treadmill. Or my son wants to start training with you, or this or that. So when I hear that, it's the ones that are there's no parent, their kids, that their parents are ever going to hear those words if their family doesn't do some sort of physical activity. CrossFit, cycling, I don't care, marathon running, something that
Dude,
pushes a kid.
they're gonna do what their parents do.
That's right. They're going to see what they see their parents do, strive for. They're going to inspire by that.
You know how I know that? You know
How
how
do you,
I personally know that?
how do
Dude,
you personally?
I got 3 of them, and
Yeah.
2 of them this summer are gonna do their first triathlon. How in the world does an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old
Shut up.
even know what that is?
Your kids are about to do a triathlon?
I mean, their version of it, yeah, like their age
Yeah, yeah.
appropriate
I mean,
version, but yeah.
obviously, I know it's not the adult version. I'd be like, they're freaks then. They're like, they are freaks if they do a real triathlon, dude. I would be like, these kids are doing world records shit. What are you doing with your
Yeah.
life? Like, these are my kids. Like, that would be the proudest moment. But still, they're doing a triathlon for children. Like, that
Dude, last
is
summer,
probably the coolest thing a parent can possibly say on this planet, that my kids are doing something that most kids couldn't even dream to do.
dude, and that's like, honestly, man, my 6-year-old really learned how to swim full time last summer.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, like, but how do they know that? Well, me and
Right.
Sarah, that's what we talk about. That's what we do. That's what we like. They go to the gym with their mom every day.
Yeah.
They see me get up at 4:30 every morning. They don't see me. They hear me, or they're waiting for me when I get home by 6:30 in the morning. They're like, "Hey, Dad, how's the gym?" Like, my son asks me that almost every day. He's like, "Hey, what'd you do? Hey, did you work out? Hey, when can I go work out with you?" He's
See,
sick.
as are the same words that I hear from my brother's Kason that
Yeah,
wants to. When I was visiting my brother in Nebraska, that's all Kason wanted to do, was he wanted to work out with me.
yeah.
See, like I said, I'm close to my nephews, man. I love them. They're the greatest things, and they're cool and they're fun. And when I see that, it's kind of gets me inspired to have children too. Like, I love that. But when I go and hang out with them, Winston wants to play. He wants to hang out. He wants to be active. We have such good connection that we have the same personalities. Like we're both high wired.
But yeah,
He's up at 5:30, 5:45 in the morning. He's up before me.
I bet
Bro,
Chris is like,
what?
dude, go to sleep.
Yeah, yeah. My brother's like, dude, this dude does not sleep. Like he could stay up all day. Like he's always on the go. So he loves to work out. And I was like, he was like the whole time, every morning, he wants like, Larry, will you work out with me? Will you work out with me? Will you work out with me? And I'm chilling, bro. Like this is 6:30 in the morning. I'm having coffee with Chris. And Chris is just like, go sit on the couch. Like, dude,
Yeah.
let us enjoy our coffee first. Like, we're gonna work out later. Like, we're gonna get to it. But Kason was so like he was ready. Like he loved it that much. And like I love that about him. And then his brothers were following that, his two brothers. And so they were so interested and they were keeping up with Kaysen. And so, the little one's still too young, but the other two, Kaysen and his brother, they can go do that and they can go work out together. So I love that brothers like your kids are doing that together. And so, like, that is what I'm trying to talk about is that parents need to do better in providing some type of like physical activity. Now, yeah, they play baseball. There's a lot of kids that play baseball.
Yeah.
We played baseball. I played little league. I loved it. And they're
But dude,
doing their
even
training.
going back to what you're saying, skateboarding, dude, that same 6-year-old, we just got him a skateboard for his 6th birthday. Dude, he loves it. Like
Yeah,
like skateboarding and pushing and learning the balance and stabilization of that. Dude, it's such a good thing for you.
absolutely. And,
Like,
and and that's what I want. Like I want parents, like I said, I see this as a personal trainer and I love all the kids that come in and just to see the excitement. Like I trained Candy's daughter. She loved to work out. She had certain machines that she liked to do. And that's what I mean is so when I got into this job, man, like when I got the job, it was rough. It was tough. Like it was,
you're trying to
I'm
figure it
doing,
out.
I'm not, this is me. This is me against the world now. Like I have to be some type of business guy. Like I don't even know how to be one. Like I don't know what to do. So then I took the skills from 5 Star Nutrition, the marketing strategies at the live with Five Alive with Larry, and got really interactive with the people. And then I guess with my job, that past job kind of stirred up, everybody watched my videos. I'm kind of made a name a little bit. I kind of got louder in a good way. I got louder. I got attention. And so I think by that, and people added me and this and that over the years, and more people on Facebook, I kind of expanded a little bit. And I think when I wrote that status about me being a personal trainer, I mean, I had like 50 yes. I want to be a client. I want to be a client. I want to be a client. Yes, do it. Why didn't you do this a long time ago? Blah, blah, blah. And it pretty much said it there, sealed it for me there. And I said, okay, so I'll get it. Went through ISSA and got my certification, finished it in 10 weeks, and boom, ready to go. And then I became a personal trainer. And then I was like, here we go. This is it. So started working at one of the Anytime Fitnesses on our airline. It was a smaller gym. Worked with a few clients, and it was like that. That's first time, like when you work out, like you're not. You got to understand, you're not training. So I got a lot from the book. So I had to understand that not everybody's the same, and so I had to
Not even
kind
close.
to.
Yeah.
I had to work magic here. And like I said, just because you get a certification, you go to college, the job, you're not even there yet. Everything changes when you start this job, whether you're being a lawyer or a doctor, it does not matter. You're going to work now for something that you have been working for quite some time. You studied for this. So now you're getting into the real world and nothing can set you up for that. No classes, nothing. So now you're on your own. So here we are. We're on my own. I'm like, all right, here we go. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? So it kind of started slow for a while, like probably 2 years. And I was working with probably like 8 clients at the time. I was making some money and I was enjoying, I was getting happier. I was making like $1,000 a week, or I don't know. I don't remember what it was. I don't
Did
remember.
you when
Maybe
you started,
2000.
did you give anything for free? Like, hey, like let's just start and then I'm gonna give you
So
3 weeks, or did you just like right off the bat, like, hey, $25 down, baby, let's do this?
I I did and I didn't. So how I did that was as a marketing strategy, as I learned as I go, as I was reading the book, and I kind of made my own, but kind of used it. And that's the great thing about learning something in a book, whether it's like this thick, 776 pages to be exact. And you kind of remember the important stuff. You know what I mean? And then as you go on for the years, you get more and more smart about some of the situations because you're going back and looking at stuff and you're going and you're like, okay, I just want to be sure. So you just, over the years, you just get the book's like in your brain now. Anyway, so I had to develop my own way of selling you to training because, like I said, I looked the part. Yeah, whatever. You're going to have to do more than just look, bro. Like there's more to the business
Because some people
that
don't want to look like you.
Right, that's right. And so that's what I mean by the training experience is that I had to educate myself that not everybody's the same. Everybody's going to be different. Everybody's going to get guided different. Everybody's going to take different paths. Not everybody's brain and heart and body is going to move the same. So I had to kind of pick it up as I go and went some off the book, but went some off of instinct. And so when you have like at the time 15 years experience or 13 years experience, you kind of know feelings of certain things and a way a person feels like with the interaction. I can really pick off some of the tension. I can pick up the excitement I can bring to life. And that was good about my life in the past too. Hate to go backwards again, but I developed a personality that I can go off of each person. I had lots of groups of friends in high school. Like I was friends with everybody. I was class clown because I just loved everybody. I loved to be stupid. I loved to be silly. I like to get attention. So I made a lot of friends and I didn't really have it. And I think that's also a part of this job that I can adapt to each person's personality. You know, I can be just as excited as you, or
Yeah.
if you want me to be serious and listen to you, like, dude, I could become a therapist. Some of my clients been with me for 7 years. And
I was just about to ask, do you still have the first set of clients?
yes, I still have 4 of them.
Man,
4. They've been with me for 7 years,
and what's
loyal.
wild is, so like one of the first ones I talked about is like, you know, having the clients, but because I believe maybe different philosophies, I believe like I'm gonna teach you, I'm gonna educate you, I'm gonna show you. Then like now it's on you. Like I'm always here for you, but you've done such a good job. Like they choose to work out with you. They can work out by themselves.
That's right.
They can.
They
Like,
could have
they're,
already.
like they're good. They could have left years ago.
Usually after the first year, I'm like, yeah, you're ready. They're like, seriously? And this is where the accountability kicks in.
That's the.
So to go back to what you're saying is that, yeah, you could have done this years ago. So not only are you just a personal trainer, and when I'm personal, I am personal with my clients. And what I mean by that is that I want to know what you're feeling today. I want to know what kind of mood you're in. I want to hear about your day. And by me doing this with clients, and I hope some of these personal trainers are listening to this because this is a very helpful tool, is that you are listening to them. You work for them. They don't
Dude,
work
it's
for
not
you.
about you.
It's not me.
It is not about you.
And that's what I made a post about like how when a trainer comes to the gym, they're in the gym. They shut off. Whatever they're feeling in their like in their head, what's going on outside of the world does not matter. We are here.
And you can do that when you talk to your coach.
That's right.
Like if you want that, if you want the same thing, man, go hire a coach.
That's right.
And now their job is supposed to help you.
Yes,
Like,
that's right.
Yeah.
Whether it's a mental thing or a physical thing.
Yeah.
But and as I tell people, as I say, you know, touching up on the subject that like we all feel certain ways and I can adapt to certain clients. So I want to know the client's mood.
But
I want to know how you're feeling.
That dictates what you're going to do that day.
Right. So here's a good example.
Yeah.
Is that when a person's coming in, not everybody's the same. Not everybody's happed up as me. I'm in my happy place. I'm in the gym. I just got my workout done a few hours ago. I'm happy. My endorphins are up. And this is every day. I have the same attitude because I am happy. I am happy with my life. I'm happy with what I've got myself. I'm very blessed and grateful, super grateful. And I thank my clients for that, for their loyalty and everything like that. They mean a lot to me. They all do. And I literally love my job. Like you couldn't take it away. You couldn't because it's mine forever. And I will continue to help people for the rest of my life till the day I die. But I like to adapt to people's personalities because like you said from before, if they're in a bad mood, I want to help them get through that bad mood so they can have a good workout. Because not only am I going to guide them through their workout and they're going to get the best workout of their life, because I'm going to guide them in doing exercises they enjoy. Because you got to remember, you can't there might be some exercises that you may know that would help them, but if they don't want to do it, don't let them do it. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. We're going to come back to that. Okay. We're going to come back to that. We're not going to leave this out, but I'm going to get you where you're doing exercise that you enjoy. So where you can start seeing some progress, you start getting stronger in the movement. Now you're ready for a new challenge. Now you're ready to get guided to a different direction.
Well,
Now
you've
I'm going to take
also
you back to that spot and you're like, okay, I think I'll do this.
well, they trust you.
That's right. So
They
I've
trust you.
earned their trust because I like, here's the thing. And I'm not cocky by any means, but I literally, if the client listens to everything I tell them, to the tip, to the top, to everything, it's a personal guarantee or money back every single dime they paid me for. If they do everything I say and they get the results, and they don't, I'll give every single money, every single dime, every single dime. That's how, like, that's how well I know it. So when the clients do it, and I have a lot of clients that'll vouch for it, that if you take my hand, and I guide you through everything, and I tell you to eat this, drink this, get this, sleep this, that, and you just get better at it. I know it's not going to be perfect every time, but you're trying. And by you trying is doing better. So they get the results and now they trust me and now they're loyal and they become, not only do they see the results and they're getting everything, and honestly, they could do their own. It's because now they trust me and they don't want to let me go. And they need the accountability, which is that too. But most of all, they know they can come to me for anything. If they feel a certain way, or they know that, just not just about accountability, but if they're having a bad day, they're not just want to come and work out. They want to talk too. They
I
want
was
to talk
about to
about
say,
their
like,
day
how
at
many
work.
times, I mean, how many times have you been in there and you're like, all right, we're doing the workout, whatever. But the workout is like secondary. And then like the conversations that come out, and then by the time they're done, they're like, oh man,
No.
I feel
So
good. Like that's
that's
good.
a
That's
great
good. Thanks,
point.
man.
So I love how you asked that question. So about me, about that, is that we don't do that. Because here's the thing. You pay a lot of money for my training sessions. They do. They pay a lot of money, and very grateful and blessed. And I don't want them to waste the time, because not only, yeah, I'm not gonna be perfect. That we've had some conversations that lasted a little longer than should, but that didn't mean they didn't get a workout. But we've never had conversations where it took up literally half the workout.
Oh, no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like you're guiding them through, but they're still working out hard, but you're guiding them through, and they're like at the end, they're like, mentally I feel better and
Yes.
physically I feel
Okay. I thought
better.
you meant, do we like stall most of the time and talk, and then
No,
go
no, no, no,
as
no.
a secondary? Oh, my bad. My
No,
bad.
no,
My
no.
bad. Yeah. So that is like a big one. We could start a conversation that's about them and they want to vent out, whether it's about school or this or that, or their friends or their date or this, or they're just having a bad day in general. The great thing about that is that I'm listening to them, but they're getting a workout too. So they're getting like a 2-for-1 deal. They're like, and like I said, it's nothing like super personal. They're just getting stupid stuff off their chest. Like they got a bad grade at school, or they just had a bad day at work. Like they were just not feeling work and they had to do something that was probably a little more than what they bargained for. And it just put them on a downhill slope. But they're like, I got a session today. And they always say the same thing. I almost canceled on you today.
But after about the warm up and like first working set, that's
Every
all
time.
gone.
Every time. As soon as they finish their workout, they're like, if I had a dollar for every time I heard this, I'm so glad I came. I'm like, see, so not only did you come because you paid for the session, let's be honest here, but because you also needed it. So, and then you're also like, well, maybe we'll see what happens. I'll get some cardio done. And well, what's the worst that can happen, right? You get to the gym, you're just not feeling it, you go home. Whatever. Okay, we'll start another day, another day. So I really don't get that in depth with it. Like I want them to feel like the gym can be a safe place for them. And so do the workouts and stuff like that, because it's more than just, and I'm hard on my clients. I have no problem saying that at all, that we work out super hard. I make the girls lift heavy. Like we do not, that's the law one, is that we are not lifting light at all. Like don't even like get me started with that. And they're like, okay, because some people that really know me and some clients that have had me in the past, and they refer to me, they're like, hey, just letting you know, like he's not your typical guy trainer. Like he's not going to be, all flirty or lovey dovey, or he's going to be this. Like he's going to work you hard. Like he is going to work you like a guy. And they're like,
But that's how you get
well,
results.
and then the one thing they say is like, oh, that's what I need.
Yeah.
That's what I need. Like, or they'll say, "Oh, okay, well, I'll just find somebody that's a little bit not so hard." Hey, that's fine with me. I am, don't waste my time. I won't waste yours. Like, I want,
I got somebody's number for you. You can call them and
bring
I'll
it.
refer you out and maybe go, y'all have a good time.
Yeah, see, like I
Yeah.
said, you either want it or you don't. But most people that really truly know fitness, that you really gonna have to put your heart into it. Like you now, like I said, everybody's goals are different though. But most of the people that come to me, that they are here for results.
And that's
They're
the thing,
not here
man. That's what I love about that 45 pounds ain't gonna lie to you.
one.
Dude, that
Not it.
45 pounds is gonna tell you if you can or cannot lift it.
That's right.
And that's one of the hard things is some people don't like the truth about the
Correct.
weight room because it only gives you what you give it.
Correct.
And if you ain't doing the work, it's
Consistency is
going
the key to success,
yes.
my friend. And just like you said, that people don't give it a long enough for it to kick in, because like I said, you're focusing on one thing and one thing only: your weight. Instead, come with a different
That
mindset.
stupid scale.
Yeah, it is the pinnacle of hell for every woman on the planet. And I feel bad for them because numbers were everything in school. Oh my God, girl, what do you weigh? 114? Oh my God, you're so fat. Dude, dude, that was 25 years ago. You're never going to look like that again. Like, we got to understand that that is part of life, that we aren't going to develop.
114 pounds.
Dude, like, I'm never going to be 150 again. If I do, I'll look anorexic. That's how more mature my body is now. And so when I tell these ladies that, I'm like, so what's your goal? I get information, and I learn about them and their personality. And I tell them I'm brute. Like, I'm like, well, that's not going to happen in that time. Like, we can't really do that. I'm just being realistic with you. I'm trying to do this the perfect way possible, and I'm building healthy habits. I'm here for good intentions. That's all I'm saying. I'm here to help you get healthy. Plain and simple. There's no shortcuts. There's nothing we can do. But this is the route that we're going to take, and this is what I'm going to provide for you. You're either in or you're out. And most of the time, they're freaking ready to roll. They don't need to hear no more. They're like, I already heard them. Just don't kill me on my first day. Like, that's always the thought they think in their head. All the girls are like, oh, he's going to kill you your first day. I'm like, dude, don't tell them that. Of
Yes.
course, I'm going to kill them in my own way, but I'm going to be easy about it. I'm not going to
Yeah.
be hard.
And then
You
they're
know?
gonna talk trash on him and be like, "Why? How can we didn't do that my first day?"
Right. Oh, bro. Golly. Like, why didn't I get that kind of treatment? I'm like, I don't know, baby, because I was in the moment. I don't really know. I'm either like, I push this person to what's hard for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
your heart is not her heart. So
Yeah.
like, it may be so hard for her, but you're like, why didn't you push? Because you were different than her. You're not the same person. Like, everybody's pain tolerance is different.
Absolutely.
And everybody's got to be trained different based off their personalities. Because like I said, I want a person to enjoy this, but you got to understand, you got to go into their brain and you got to find what they enjoy. Listen to them, talk to them. Hear your clients. Remember, you work for them. They don't work for you. And you are their helper. You're there to help them and guide them, just like a nurse and a doctor does for their job. They're
Mm-hmm.
there to help them and guide them and get them in care. I'm doing the same thing, just in a different route. And so it's kind of a sensitive way to take it too, because you don't want them, you want them to come back. You don't want them to be like, oh my God, they go to a CrossFit class, God forbid. Because if I go now, I'll be like, what is all that? I got to do all that? Like, I'm going to be intimidated. I'm going to be scared.
I mean, it's a new language,
It's a whole new language of training. And
new
people are like, well,
words.
that's too much. I don't know if I can do that. And then they do it and then they feel sick because and heart rate's so high, they're not used to it. And then they get scared not to come back. And I tell them, I'm like, well, that's more an experienced trainer. Now, if you got a trainer such as Cody, he could take you off one by one and train you on these certain movements so you can work on this and do one by one a week. Here was exercise. We're going to do one a week. We're going to do this and we're going to practice every day. Then we're going to do this exercise and we're going to practice this. We're going to practice our run the next day and we're going to work on our running time. Like, so you're helping them through that. And over 3 months of time, they're in so much better shape and they're in better health and they'll be able to do some of the workouts. It's the same for personal training, what I do. Like, certain exercises, I start off at a slighter, lighter weight. I let them build up. I let them feel some of that tension. I get them comfortable. And then I'm like, all right, we're going to go up a little bit more, a little bit more. I want them to feel what weight feels like.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, after the first couple months, they're addicted. They don't even want to do cardio anymore. When are we going to do weights? Oh, I got to do cardio. I'm like, yeah, you got to warm up, like 10-minute warm up. Like, don't ask me, go.
Because
Go get the 10 mil remote.
because after those couple of weeks, man, they start seeing that mirror. They're like, whoa,
Yeah.
okay, these
And then
weights.
that's the thing. It's like I just started training a good client of mine, a good friend of mine that just started with me. She's got a trip coming up in June, and she started training me. I think about shoot, wow, I keep forgetting, like 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks now.
That's
So much different. She's
yeah,
down 10 pounds, and it's like 5 weeks or 10 weeks, 6 weeks, but her body transformation already
yeah.
like looks like 30 pounds. And
God,
so, but because we've been weightlifting, that she's been shrinking her waistline, and her shoulders are coming in, and her hips are coming in,
they're not
and her
skinny
legs
fat.
are getting
You actually have
smaller.
some frame.
That's right. And
Yeah.
so everybody has muscle underneath. We just got to dig for it. And so you literally have to earn it. There is no other way.
Not build muscle.
No, not one thing.
Dude, your body is stingy with that
To
muscle.
build muscle, can't do it any other way. To get fat, just eat. You can gain fat all day. It takes no effort to put on fat, but to put on muscle takes effort. And this goes back to what we were talking about in the beginning, is that you got to put effort. You got to give energy to get energy. You know, you're going to run like a slug. Fine. You want to be lazy and walk around the house and do nothing and just besides work. You're going to always feel tired all the time. Fine. That's what you want to do. Great. You want to live that lifestyle for the rest of your life. Fine. That's cool. No judge. I don't care. It's not my life. But I want my life to be active. I want to feel great, have energy all the time. I'm 37. Like I literally will feel like this till the day I die. And I only know this because I know parents and I know grandparents that are doing this and have all the energy in the world.
Dude, I'm trying to be the dude at like 90 going to the gym in my jeans and my button up, still bench pressing and squatting and deadlifting, but I'm ready for the day. Dude, I love that generate. They just get ready for the day and they go do whatever. Like whatever they're doing for the day, they're putting one wardrobe on.
Yeah, that's it.
I love it. Man,
Yeah,
all right,
dude.
to finish this up, and I mean, in no rush. I'm a new person,
Yeah.
nutrition. Where are we starting? Like walk me through. I'm a normal person.
Okay.
I'm 3 to 6 months into the gym, but I've hit that kind of plateau of like, man, all right, I got the weights down,
Okay.
but we know the biggest thing to change is the nutrition. Where are we starting?
So because of your body, okay, so how that all starts is that you're like, all right, you're seeing results and stuff like that, but you got to understand your body is changing. You're adding more muscle tissue. You're adding this. For every pound of muscle, you burn 10 more calories at rest. We know this. So you have to understand you've been building muscle for the last 3 to 6 months, whatnot, and you kind of plateaued, right? Okay, well, you have to understand that you have to continuously feed more. So someone that doesn't start out that has a low muscle mass, let's say they have like 60 pounds of muscle mass, which is not a lot at all for a male, but let's just throw the number out there. Well, he has 60 pounds of muscle mass. He's 40 years old, whatever. He doesn't have an appetite. Okay. So because this person doesn't really have an appetite, you're like, well, it's due to your metabolism. And so how do you get fast? Build more muscle, increase more muscle tissue. Watch what happens if you put 5 more pounds of muscle mass. So basically what I'm saying here is that if you want to continuously make results, you have to change your diet. And what I mean by that is find out where your metabolism is, find out where your BMI is, find out, get an in-body sheet. It's a rough draft. Nothing's going to be more exact, but it gives you a rough draft in your head and you can get an idea. And then you can do it again 6 months later and you can kind of see how it's going up, your BMI. So BMI, I might have blacked out on that part, but
You do not
you
want
can
your
see.
BMI to go up.
No, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I meant.
yeah.
I can't even remember. I'm getting exhausted. You can tell. No, I'm a grandpa, dude. I go to bed like 9:30.
Oh, I'm right there
Anyways,
with you.
so you have to increase your food intake. Okay, you're like, whoa, well, why? Why do I need to do that? Want to gain weight? Not necessarily. So by me finding you doing an in-body, I see your thing. I'm like, okay, here we are. So you have been eating this many calories. Okay, let's add about 500 more calories to your diet. All right, so we're gonna add a little bit more protein. So 500 more calories to your diet is pretty much an extra meal, right? You're
Yeah.
like, I've been eating 4 meals a day for like 6 months straight, but I kind of stopped seeing the scale and the weight or the in-body. I don't see any muscle mass going up. I kind of see it sitting still in the body fat. Increase your caloric intake. That's it. That's all I want you to do. I want you to increase your caloric intake by adding an extra meal. All right. You're eating this, and that. All right. We're going to add a little bit of protein in this meal, a little bit in this meal. If you wanted to stick with 4 meals, or you can, if you're like, oh, that's just too big of a meal, I'd rather just do a fifth one. Okay. Let's just do a fifth one. So we're going to add an extra meal to your diet. That's all I'm going to do. Just that. Add an extra meal to your diet. Watch what happens in 4 weeks. You're going to increase by another pound of muscle.
Yeah.
At least. If you stick to your diet, obviously. There are going to be some days that you probably go over a little bit, some under. You're going to, nobody's perfect unless you're actually dialing it in, like I do. Like I put everything through watch in my app and everything. Like I really, when I cut. Like I'm like one of those behind closet doors, like bodybuilders that does like cutting and bulking just for fun to spice things up. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
just continuously just stay ripped, it gets boring. Your life kind of just blah. And you just got to spice things up by being, personal trainers make mistakes. I got cookies right over there. I'm going to go smash. I'm not going to.
Bro, I'm ready to get some popcorn. I got some popcorn with some
That's what I'm
popcorn, so
saying,
I'm ready
dude.
to
Like
go.
we work our butts off so we
Yeah.
can still enjoy good food like that.
Yeah.
But then that's what I'm telling people. Like when you get the dream body that you want, just kidding. Nobody ever gets their dream body, but we work towards that because we need something to chase. And
It's
so
okay to maintain. Like
that's
when you
all
get
right.
there,
That's right.
it's a,
I literally for 3 to 6 months will maintain. I was just eating
your
a
body
calorie make.
needs it. You
That's
can't
right.
diet. You cannot diet all the time.
That's right. You will, if you continuously do that, you will basically set yourself up for failure. You'll burn yourself out. You won't have any more fun with it. Like that's how I stuck with it for 20 years. And so I really get into nutrition with people, but I'm also good with my clients. I'm like, be flexible. 80-20, baby. You guys want to go Andy's ice cream? Go eat Andy's ice cream, bro. Go for it.
Pro
Ain't
tip.
nobody's mad.
Pro tip for Andy's ice cream. You ready?
I can't wait to hear this. Because,
Dude, forget everything on the menu.
yeah.
Look to the bottom right of the menu, and there's pints. Get the 6 pints, 6 different flavors. It's $18.
See, now you're going to get me in trouble.
Well, those are their half pints.
Okay.
But dude, yeah. But you can get a pint of it, but for the $18 one, there's half pints, and it's all good flavors. It's like vanilla, Oreo, cookie dough, peanut butter.
The pecan praline, bro. Pecan praline, dog.
Like it's all anyway.
That's my go.
Like if
That's
you're
my
in the
go.
bulk, dude, go get that. That's one a night.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm trying to say, dude. Like I'm flexible with my diet, as I tell my clients too. So to answer your question, I would ask you a lot of personal stuff like, are you taking a cheat meal a week, or are you taking a cheat meal like every day? Like I'd get more personal with it.
Yeah.
Like, so like I want to run through of your training. I kind of want an idea. Like this is like if you were a client or if you weren't my client, doesn't matter. I would still do the same thing. I would say, well, what's your training like? Which I would know. Or if I don't know you, I'd be like, well, what's your training like? You would tell me you're doing this, this, and that. I'm like, okay, just a little tip here. I want you to add a little bit of this and maybe a little bit of that in your training split. And I want you to do a little bit extra cardio here and on this day. Just a tiny little adjustment. And then, of course, just to add in an extra meal in this day and this day. I'm not kidding, dude. I promise you in just 3 to 4 weeks, you would see a biggest change. Just then, just a little bit like that. Like people will just get stuck in the routine. And then they get stuck on that diet plan because they enjoy eating the same foods, which is fine. And you can eat the same food, but they start noticing, they're doing the work, but they're not really paying attention too much into the progress. They're just really focused in. So they're thinking in their head, they're not really making that much progress. No, you are making progress. It's just happening a lot slower now. So that's another to your question is like, I would just be like, this is part of it. The journey is that you're going to go through these right here all the time, there's been months where I had to move, where I didn't have time to work out. I was just constantly going back and forth working and then coming here and loading the house and stuff like that. I was constantly busy and take care of the house, getting things ready, ordering stuff, packing up, putting stuff up, meeting the guys to do the internet, all that stuff. So life happened. So I kind of had like a 3 month, I was still going to the gym, don't get me wrong, working out, but like my diet wasn't the greatest. And so all I had to say is like, you're going to have your ups and downs. And like I said, if you hit a plateau, that's okay. You still make progress in your plateauing. I promise. And so, but if you're trying to really dig in a little deeper, I'd be like, all right, well, let's hear what your macros are. And like, if you really want to dig in harder with that, I'd be like, all right, let's check your macros out. Let's just see where you sit on. And your goal is this. Okay, let's add a little bit more of this and a little bit of that. And so I try to get all the information I can and try to help you in every way I can. That way you have a lot of ideas and you're thinking, okay, he said this, but he also said this too. I could try this route too if it's not working. So I try to give you as much information. Of course, you have my access, you have my phone number, you have my Facebook, anything you need. Like I'm fast replies. Like my phone sits here. It's a client. Just text me. I'm texting them already. Like even if I'm on a podcast, does not matter. Like my clients are priorities. They're my livelihood. They're my friends. They're everything. Like they literally support me. They help me. I couldn't be more grateful without them. So anything they possibly need, I'm there for them, and I care for them, and I want them to get the best training, and I want them to have everything, because like I said, it's a lonely journey sometimes. Not every spouse, not every girlfriend, not every boyfriend, not every friend is going to be there to support you on this. And so that personal trainer can be very helpful on this journey for you, because it's a lonely road sometimes. And if you do have a couple, such as your wife and you and the kids, like it's like a team.
Yeah.
You'll have a team. And so when you have a team like that, man, it just makes everything in the world go right. Like Chris and Morgan do the same thing with their kids. They're all about fitness and health. And like I said, when I was there for the week, they were eating healthy, cooking breakfast for all 5 of the kids. They were on it. And so that's everything, is be there in those moments. Like I said, man, like I said, I truly, truly love to help my clients. And like I said, I hope to get a lot more. I hope to keep helping people. I hope to keep my name out there, where I haven't marketed myself very much lately, because, I'm very busy, and I'm always wanting to take in a new client. Always. So,
Well, with
and
that,
everybody's
man,
welcome.
with that, how can people find you?
Well, they can find me on Larry Negard on Facebook, or Instagram is The Reaper.
Yes.
I don't even know where that name came from. I think somebody said something on like the devil, or just like joking around, or like, oh, he'll take your soul like on leg day or some stupid. And I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Reaper
The
on as an
Reaper.
Instagram. It used to be like Ellen Fitness or something, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make something more like personal training. And so I just made the Reaper. That was pretty funny. So I kept it at that. They can find me there. And like I said, they can contact me on there, and I got to be willing to help anybody they need, from all ages, man, from 12 years old all the way up to 70 to 80 years old. Absolutely. Anybody that's wanting to better themselves and make a healthier lifestyle.
Larry, man, I really appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, buddy, man. I appreciate it. I hope we can do this again.
Absolutely, man. There's about, like you said, about 4 more hours of stuff I want to dig into and ask you about. And yeah, we're going to do it again real soon.
Dude, please.
Absolutely.
All right, buddy.